Privyet again, sorry for the cutoff. I had it, you know, paused and everything, but my card was getting declined at the gas station, so I had to check my bank and make sure I had money. And I did, it just was, the reader was messing up or something, I don't know. They managed to get it to work, so don't worry about that. It was just a weird situation, you know? All my mirrors and windows are a fogged mess. Why? Why? They're all wet, and it didn't rain as far as I knew. I hope it didn't rain. Did I miss it raining? That doesn't sound like something I would miss. Maybe. I don't know. But, my stupidity aside, I was talking about Halloween, yeah. So I met a friend and we agreed, you know, hang out and stuff sometime. You know, and that'll be fun. That'll be fun. My mind is off right now. I need to, I don't know. I've been doing kind of bad with my Adderall. Not like it's been reacting bad or anything. It's that I haven't been able to take it when it's supposed to be taken. Like I work, like today I worked 5:45 to 10:30, you know, and based on, you know, when I took my Adderall this morning, I should have taken the second dose at 8:20. And, you know, normally I would have. But, since I was working, I decided I would just take it right before running into work. So, that probably, you know, I mean, I suppose it makes my concentration really good for that, like, rest of the time for the other one, you know, until, like, 8 or something, you know, it'd be really, really good, I suppose. Once you reach 8:30, though, 8:20, yes, then how much time did I have left on it? Yeah, I still have, until a little before midnight, so, I mean, I do have some time left on it. It's just towards the end, it doesn't seem to help any. I don't know. My body gets it out of the system really quick. When they did tell me that, you know, for everyone it's between 4 and 6 hours, but don't take more than 2 a day. So I try to make them by 6 hours, you know. I'm usually awake longer than 12 hours, you know, but I don't want to. I don't know what the symptoms would be if for, you know, taking it too many of them. I don't know. So I wasn't going to overstep that bounds or anything like that, you know, so. I'm tired, I'm sorry. I was so sick the night before last. It was bad, guys, it was bad. And then I woke up and I still felt kind of, but I wasn't throwing up anymore, and it was Halloween, and I knew I couldn't miss class because, you know, it was exams and stuff, and then I was like, Halloween, I can't just stay in bed all day, like, I need to go out and enjoy Halloween, and I'm feeling better now. My stomach's killing me, but that's just because I haven't eaten all day, because I had work. My tongue yellow? Oh, it's like a green, okay, yeah, I had like a green apple candy at work. We had a little candy basket that we're handing out candy. I'm assuming, again, I don't know, I came into work and there was this basket of candy, and someone was like, are we allowed to take some? And I was like, I would guess so, I don't know, I mean. And so I was letting people take them and stuff, and then I'm just like, well, I might as well have one for myself. I got one now. There's still some there. I don't know. I don't know if we were supposed to eat it or not. So I was like, I know we're not supposed to be eating while we're working, but I also know that the boss always, like, is eating on candy or like, hey, try this, you know, and gives it to me. And so it's like a little, I don't know. I don't know. But, so yesterday was fun. I had another exam today. I know, right? I was like, you know, I did not want to stay out too late because I knew I hadn't studied for this exam yet because I was so focused on the other ones. But then at the same time, I ended up not studying because I am stupid. I don't know. But I think I did really good on it, honestly. I was kind of surprised about that. I think I at least got a B or something like that, or maybe even higher. There was a few that I was a little iffy on that I was like, oh no. And I'm just like, I like started having a little panic attack. I'm like, calm down. You can miss a few questions. There's 60 of them. Like, you can miss a few and still get an A. I mean, better yet, pass. You know, like, you are okay. You just need a pass. That is it. You know. So that's all I needed. But why is my window all wet? That sounds bad. All my mirrors are like fogged up mess too. Like, you can probably see them right now. I can probably draw something on them. No, I can't. It's on the outside. I can't draw on my window. I could draw on an outside of space. But whatever. No. Today was one of those days. I wasn't supposed to work today. Well, again, it was one of those, you are, you're not. You are, you're not. And then eventually was, you're not. Like, originally I was supposed to open. But then it was like, you're not doing it at all. So I was like, awesome, you know? I can sleep in and everything after Halloween, which was my thought process. Because, like, I'm going to be out late, I'm sure. I'm going to be out late drinking. That was my idea. I didn't end up drinking. I was very tempted to, but I was like, no, you were sick yesterday. You're kind of sick today. And you have an exam tomorrow. You need sleep and no hangover. Just sleep. So I was good. I was a good boy. No. But, basically I woke up and the boss was like, hey, you're done with classes, right? Can you come in? I'm just like, I haven't even gone to classes yet. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, oh, well, when do your classes let out? And I'm just like, you have my schedule. Maybe he wasn't at the office. Like, maybe he was at, like, at home or something like that. But, I was like, you know, my classes, I don't get out until 5:30. The absolute earliest I could be there is 5:45, and that'd be pushing it. And he's like, okay, cool, be there 5:45. And I was just like, well, fuck you. No, but, so I was late, obviously. I got there at, like, 5:50 or something like that. Because my dumb self, and I always forget how bad traffic is around 5 o'clock. And I don't know why it's bad around 5 o'clock. Well, yeah, the whole 9 to 5 thing. But honestly, I've never known anyone who gets off at 5. Everyone usually gets off at 6. Like in my hometown, between 6 and 7, it was really, really bad. But 5 was no issue. So it's a little, I guess it depends on the area what they make you work. And it's just so many retail places that, you know, I assume my dumb self just was like, there's no special time everyone gets off. You know, everyone goes random shifts and stuff like that. You know, it's kind of whatever. And, you know, I forget that once you're in the real world, quote unquote, you have actual, like, set times you're working. Oops, no. But, one good news, Peppermint is back in Starbucks. It's not as good as I remember, which is disappointing. But I'm Peppermint everything. If you'll learn that from me, I'm literally Peppermint everything. Peppermint and chocolate, peppermint Oreos, peppermint hot chocolate. I got that too. That's another chocolate one. I don't know, peppermint everything is my thing. Like, I'll eat it year round. I love peppermint. Which, you know, it's not a hugely uncommon one. I know in class they were making fun of me today. Well, not really making fun of me, they're more like, you're weird. Because I said I love candy corn and black licorice, you know, which everyone usually hates. And how that got up is the teacher had candy left over because, again, it was storming last night, so no one was trick-or-treating. So she's like, I bought a whole bunch of candy, and, you know, there's, like, 2 trick-or-treaters. So she's like, you guys take as much as you want. There's no way I can eat all this myself. And so it's like, awesome. And no one was getting the candy corn. Well, it's a candy corn Hershey's, and I still have them in here. I haven't eaten all of them. But it's candy corn Hershey's. They're not my favorite, but they're pretty good. They're white chocolate with little pieces of candy corn inside. And they sell them at Dollar General. Dollar General only. So you better go to Dollar General. Actually, I might sell them somewhere else. I just only see them at Dollar General. I've gone to Walmart and not seen them there. So, I don't know. And I know that she shops at Dollar General because I can see, like, the tubs and like that she's like, ooh, and I got this special little pail. And I'm just like, that's a Dollar General only one. Or I'll see the little brand name and I'm like, which is awesome. She doesn't go to my store, unfortunately. I'd love for my teacher to go to my store and be like, hi, you know, sup. That'd be fun. That'd be really fun. But she doesn't go in my store. I mean, there's so many stores in Tyler. There's like 5 or 6 of them. So, you know, she could have go to one near her house. She could go to one near the school, which could be near her house. I don't know. Like, I mean, like, everything's kind of... There is one a lot closer to the school than where I'm at. Okay. I was worried about my gas running out or something like that. I don't know. I don't know why I was worried about that. I just filled it up. Whatever the case may be, I'm cold. And it felt like the AC was still going even though it was off. And I don't know. I've studied out from all this exams and junk. I have an exam that was supposed to be tomorrow. But she said she's moving it to Tuesday, which will be awesome. Ish. Awesome, because I'm like, yay, I wouldn't have to stress this week. But bad, because, you know, I wish I knew that last week, so I wouldn't be studying for it like crazy this week. And everyone's like, oh, then you already studied, you're good. And I'm like, no, I won't remember this information, unfortunately. It did help me in my previous exam, which was weird to me. Because I'm taking physiological psychology, which is a big mouthful, basically says parts of the brain, what the drugs do to the parts of the brain, the exact chemicals and enzymes, and lots of long, fancy words that no one can hope to pronounce ever. And one letter off and you get it wrong. Like, it's very hard stuff. I've already failed it once, and it's the class that if I don't get, like, 2 A's on the exams, I'm going to fail. So I'm glad I have more time to study for it, but, you know. The other one is my cognitive psychology, which is kind of a dumbed-down version of physio. In a way, like, they focus on more stuff, but it's more broad. Like they talked about the 2 types of amnesia, retrograde and antegrade. And they just mentioned they exist, what they are, etc. And whereas physio, we learn the exact same thing, but they went into detail about why you get these certain ones, what the chemicals are doing in your head, etc., etc. So it's like that. It covers more topics than physio does. It just doesn't cover them as deeply. So it's one of those things. But both are required for my major, which is interesting. And I failed both of them. So both of them are the second time I'm taking them. What's weird to me is that they're senior classes. So I'm not sure why cognitive seems like a prequel to physio when you'll be taking them the same time. I am taking them the same time. But as I was saying, like, it helped me with my cognitive exam, which was on Halloween. Because, you know, they asked questions about antegrade and retrograde amnesia. And I'm just like, I know what those are. And it's more of like, I could have studied this stuff too, which I did study it. It's just, in a way, it's like getting twice the lecture time, you know. And I remember little tidbits that had no use there, but I'll be something like, I remember it was an enzyme, which means it's probably this. Or little things like, I'm like, the carbobioxytase or whatever. Anything that ends in tase means it's an enzyme, you know. And it's like little things I learned. And so I'm like, I remember it was an enzyme that did this. So it means it has to end in this. So, you know, look at the answer choices, and I'm like, then it has to be this answer. Because it's an enzyme that does it. Even though in that class we never talked about enzymes, you know. So it was more of a weird way of remembering things, but it was like taking double the lecture time. So, I don't know. It's a dumb thing, but I guess if it works, it's not dumb. But good news, I feel like I'm getting shorter. Am I getting shorter? That sounds... Don't answer that, it's probably not true. But I mean, like, all my mirrors are off in my car. And my fan was, like, angled weird. It was... Am I getting shorter? I don't know if I'm getting shorter. Maybe someone was in my car. I hope someone wasn't in my car. It does seem like they were. And my roommate had my keys. Or may I hang the keys at the door so they would have had them, but they wouldn't have gone anywhere, I suppose. I don't know. It seems kind of off. Itchy. So, I don't know. But, I'm all over the place right now. And that's not even from me being out of Adderall or anything. That's just simply stress and exams and everything else in my mind's going, yeah. You know, I need to clean the rat cage. I need to do this. thank you for saying that, because I need to get bedding for the rat cage. You know, it's just so much little things that I'm like, I'm all over the place. We still don't have water. Still don't have water at all. I don't know. I'm getting really pissed off at the water company, because my roommate even said that they talked to him on Monday. You know, they called him like, hey, you know, what the fuck? You know, water's still off. You said you were working on this. And so they said, fine, we'll send someone to look at it. Okay. No one's been sent yet, and they said that on Monday, so we assumed that meant, you know, that day or the next day. No one came on Halloween, which we're like, you know, it was raining, and they'd probably be working outside. Plus, it's Halloween, maybe it's a holiday or something for them. I wouldn't think so, but you never know. But no one's came today either, so it's like, dude, you know, it's almost been, it's been like a week and a half since water's been out. What the fuck? You know, and they've already said it's either a water pressure issue or a clogged pipe. And that's like their guess, you know. And until they look at it, we won't know what it is. And I did ask my roommates, you know, where the water pressure thing is, and I don't remember what they said, but they did say it was unreachable for us. Like, so I'm guessing it's like either on the roof or in the basement or something. We don't have a basement. So I don't know, like, it's unreachable for us, is what they said. So that's why they were sending someone out. But they never sent someone out. I'm so tempted to call and be like, what the fuck, motherfuckers, you know. And they wouldn't give us a date when they would send them out, which kind of made it a little iffy. But, you know, if they say we're going to send someone out, that usually means, like, today or tomorrow or absolute latest the end of the week, you know. And it hasn't been the end of the week yet, but water is kind of an emergency situation, you know. We've had no water. If it wasn't for my lovely grandma, and on Halloween, I got my first shower. Like, I hadn't got a shower for over a week, you know. Like, it was horrible. You know, I didn't have water. My cats were completely out of water. I keep having to buy these stupid jugs at Walmart, and I don't buy a lot because I'm just gonna hope that the water will be on the next day, you know. I'll buy like the 88-cent jugs, you know, so they're not insanely expensive, but they only last like a day or two at most. I mean, one of those jugs doesn't even fill up their water container completely, so I've just been pouring it in the bowl. Like, they're not getting good treatment right now, and you know, and then the husky that my roommate has, that can go through like one of those jugs in an hour maybe at most. Like, we can't keep doing that. It's not efficient, it's not cost efficient, it's not working. And the dishes in our sink, you know, we can't wash them, so we've been trying to use paper plates and stuff so we don't add more to it. But the dishes in the sink have mold and bugs and everything all over them. We can't do anything about it. And it's disgusting. You know, the best we can do is, like, spray some little scent thing around. We can't clean it without water, you know. And I suppose we could temp the jugs and, like, try to pour it. And it would be insanely difficult. And they wouldn't probably get very clean. They'd be kind of, they'd be doable, you know. But it would be horrible. And plus, all of us have been sick. So, which could be because of all the mold in the air. But since we've been sick, you know, I don't really want to risk not cleaning the dishes all the way because we are germy and gross. You know, very gross and germy and stuff. So it would not be good. No. Not good at all. But that's the situation. So still no water, which I'm pissed off about. But I think anyone would be at this point. I mean, I got pissed off not having it for a day. But all this... If I had been at home, I probably would have been more pissed off. But, you know, now that... But since I'm at work or at school or something like that, it's... I guess it's not as bad. I mean, like, it's still horrible. It's just more of I'm not dealing with it as much as if I just, like, stayed home. Like, if it was during the summer or something, you know. And that's a weird way to think about it. But it's like, I need water. Cats are screaming and everything else. And it's like, I don't get it, you know. Animals have been... They're peeing all over the floor. I don't know what they're mad at. I mean, they're mad. Like, they're angry animals. And I don't... We can't fix that, you know. Like, my cats won't drink the bottled water. They'll drink a little bit of it and, like, if they're absolutely dying. But they're screaming at me. Like, they're like, I don't like this. And I know it doesn't taste the same. Like, all water tastes different. You know, bottled or... Each type of bottled one tastes different. And then there's this sink one. And then each town has a slightly different sink taste. And, you know, it's like... Even other parts of the town have a slightly different taste. Like, it's very different. Like, I know I'm insanely picky about my water. So I can see why they would be, too. Like, they're like, this doesn't taste good. And I see why they're mad. Like, even the rats have been yelling at me. They're like, I don't like this. This isn't good. And I don't even know if I'm getting safe water for them. I'm getting the drinkable water jugs. They say purified drinking water. And I know it's safe for us, but then is it safe for them? Like, I don't know what to get, because they say purified drinking water, then they have purified spring water, and they have distilled water. I know distilled water isn't supposed to be good to drink. It's supposed to be more for, cooking, maybe? I don't know what it's for. I just know it's insanely popular at my work. I know it's good for fish tanks, I think. I don't know. See, so I'm like, I don't know what type of water to get, because I've never had to buy water, you know? It's always just been in the faucet, you know? So I don't know what I'm doing there. I don't know at all what I'm doing. I may be getting really bad water and maybe making everyone sick. I don't know. I'm getting the best of my abilities. But a lot of it was, we're getting sick because we haven't bathed, you know? So we're getting, it's just, I know for me, if I don't bathe at least every other day, I get, like, really sick. And not like I will die, but I just feel bleh, you know? Everything hurts. I feel like I'm a greasy mess. I might have a fever. Like, I don't feel good. Which is weird. And I say that because, like, when I'm younger, I used to bathe, like, maybe once a week at most. Which is what one of my roommates does, so it doesn't really affect him right now. But, like, once a week at most. And I just never wanted to bathe. It was kind of like, do I have to? And I don't know why. Like, I liked being in the water and stuff. I guess it was more because... It was because of my hair. That's what it was. Because I used to always straighten my hair. And it took over an hour to straighten it. Probably, I would spend about an hour or two at night straightening it once it dries from the shower. So I'd stay up and wait till it dries, which would take at least 2 or 3 hours because my hair was so thick. I had to spend all that time straightening it. And then when I wake up, I had to touch it up. Spend another hour doing that. I was basically waking up at like 5 a.m. every day for school. Probably earlier than that. And it was just impossible. So I hated showers. Because I'm like, I need as much sleep as I can get since I know I'll be up early. And there was no way for me to do it the night before because when I wake up, it would always be curly again. Or at least, you know, wavy. And I don't know, I was very, very picky about that. I did not like my hair at all. And now I still have some issues with it. I hate that it's bleh right now. I want to do something with it, but I can't really... I don't want to attempt anything without, I don't know, a way to bathe afterwards. Like, if you cut your hair, you need to bathe off the little hairs. Like, you know, anytime you shave your hair or cut anything, then you get little hairs in your shirt and everything else, and it seems like, even if you think they're all gone, you still have, like, a random one you find, and they itchy, and, you know, you have to bathe after cutting your hair. I don't know if anyone else does that, but everyone in my family has always been like, you cut your hair, you go bathe, or shower or something, you know, like, you get rid of it. Don't let it sit on your face, or your body. I don't know, it's very itchy. That's why we don't go out and to barbers, like, I think I'm the only one in my family who's ever gone to a barber, ever. Yeah, I'm the only one who's ever gone to a barber, ever. And that's just because, yeah, we've always thought that was kind of stupid. My grandma is a retired hairdresser, so, you know, she's always done our hair. Or we've done it ourselves. Like, we've never needed a hairdresser. Plus, we need to go bathe afterwards, not go to our car, drive home. You know, think it would just be itchy. I don't know. It just sounds gross. And it was kind of gross. It's expensive usually. I think I ended up paying like $30-something to get my hair cut. As a guy, which is really strange. Like, I went to an actual barber shop. And they charged me the guy discount, which is really good. But it was just really expensive. It was like 50-something for girls. I was like, what? I assumed, you know, it would be around 15 absolute most, and that sounds crazy. I expected about $8. Because, you know, that's what people told me men's haircuts usually are. And I know women's are usually around 20. So that's what I assumed it was. I didn't think anything else, you know. But sports clips, or I think it's sports clips is what it was. Yeah, they're expensive as fuck. I don't recommend them at all. I do love how they got a massage and like face scrub, and like it was really good experience, but they charged way too much for it. Like, I won't go back, unless I get some like really good coupon or something. Like, it was really expensive. Plus, I never really need my hair done. I do it myself, and, you know, I don't get it very long, and if I do, I just shave it myself, or my roommate, or something like that. I don't go somewhere to get it done. That's just weird. You know, it's weird to me. But, sorry, but it's weird to me, because, like, I don't get it done. Another time I went was when I first came out as trans, and when I was 14, so that would be freshman year of high school. I first came out as a man, and you know, I didn't know where to start with all that. I came out to my stepmom, who told my dad, you know, she was like, I'm gonna have to tell him, for you to get anything, I'm gonna have to tell him, like, I knew, and she's like, you can wait, and tell him yourself years from now, I don't care, but, you know, I want your dad to know how to help. I don't want to step in and, like, get your hair done or anything else without, you know, letting him know what's going on. So, I don't remember if I told him or she did. I think she did. And my dad's like, are you sure? And I'm like, no, I'm really not sure. But I want to try it out and, you know, and see how I feel about it. You know, try it out for a year, maybe, or a few months, like, whatever. And if I don't like it, it's still reversible, because I wasn't on, you know, going to be on hormones or anything. It was more of, I want to see what this is like. And so he's like, okay. We went and got my hair done at a student thing, like, you know, hairdresser thing. So it was really cheap. I remember it being pretty bad. It just basically was a short girl cut. Though maybe it was because I had a very feminine face, you know, that too. And we got me some men's clothes from Walmart. I spent like $100-something, which back then, well, I mean, now it's still a lot of money, but back then, like, I'd have $100 a year would be like my spending amount. So it was like all my money whatsoever. I spent on these just jeans and plain shirts. Like, it was stupid things, but I think I got like 2 pairs of jeans and like a few packs of plain shirts and then some underwear. Like, I got things like that, you know, necessities or whatever. Some socks, I think. It was a lot of money. Especially in the hair barber. Like, it was a very expensive thing. But I was grateful for them for doing that to me. For me, not to me. And I don't know if you guys know the story of me coming out or whatever. And I'm fine about talking that. Let me just... I'm going to turn back on my car because it's getting stuffy in here and I need the air to blow. Thank you, car. Yeah. But, so, my little story of coming out, which I'm sure many of you don't know, actually, I came out at 14. This video is going to end up being 3 again, because it's almost at my timeout mark. Oh well, I'll keep recording. I came out at 14, you know, to my stepmom and my dad. I was visiting them for it was a 2-week visit, I think is how it was. Or maybe a month. But I told them at, like, the very end. So I came home, all men's clothes and everything else. I already had binders, or one binder. It was not a good one, I'll tell you that. It's one of the full body ones, but it was so bad, it was so thin that I had to fold it multiple times up and, like, safety pin it to keep it up, and it would work. It was just very, very uncomfortable and very hard to breathe in because it wasn't supposed to be that thick, you know. And I had it because I did cosplays, you know. So it worked for cosplay. And I had that, and so I was my binder and anything else, and my hair super short. I wear all men's clothes, and I came home to my house. And that was one of those whoa moments. You know, like, I was like, I don't even know how I'm going to do this with my mom. I didn't have a phone at the time, so I couldn't have, like, texted her to warn her or anything. And my dad's like, you know, I'll be by your side because I know this is going to be difficult. And, you know, he didn't really say anything more than that. He's like, I know it's going to be difficult to come out. And that was it. But you could tell he was scared. Like, he thought that I was going to get hurt. And at the time, that was when my mom was beating me. And I wasn't telling anyone about it. Like, I was very, very quiet about it. But I think he could pick up on it. And, you know, they didn't live together, so it's not like he could have seen it. But, you know, I think he could have picked up that I was a little iffy. I was scared of my mom. So I think he noticed something was wrong. But, you know, he never asked about it. He was more of, okay, you know, if you want to tell me anything, you can. And I remember I told my stepmom all the types of stuff that would happen when it was happening. Like, later when I had a phone, I was like, she just did this, I don't know what to do. And she helped me out. And, you know, she said she wouldn't tell my dad. I'm sure she did a lot of times. And just told him not to respond to me, you know. Like, you know, don't say anything. I just want you to know this is happening. I'm sure she did do something like that. Now that I'm older, I'm sure I would have done the same thing, you know, make sure that their own parent knows what's going on, because she can't come and try to claim custody, only he could. They never tried, but, you know. So, I came out, and I came home, and it was bad, to say the least. I remember there being a huge screaming match between my mom and my dad. How dare I, or how dare he, I was so beautiful. How dare he, you know, things like that. And it was a huge screaming match. Angie came in, you know, which is my stepmom. She started yelling, my mom kind of shoving her, like, you know, you're not in this. This is not your kid. And she's like, you know, I've been with this family for like 4 or 5 years at this point, you know, like, this is my kid. And it was this huge fight, and it was horrible. I remember just going to my room and crying. And, you know, I went under the guise of I'm going to unpack, but it was tears and crying, and I don't even remember much of the details of what you know, everything was going on, because it was just so traumatizing. I kind of closed it off. It was just so bad situation. I remember I didn't eat dinner that night. I don't think my mom called me down for dinner, because usually she calls us down like, hey, dinner's coming. And then I wasn't going to go and check because of all the screaming and stuff that happened earlier, because my dad did eventually leave. You know, but you know, he said, you know, if something happens, you have the house phone, call me. Call Angie. They lived about 4 or 5 hours away at the time, but they were like, you know, we know people who are close, and, you know, we can talk to you, and get you help, and, like, you know, calm you down as we're driving to get you. Worst case scenario, we can call the cops. Like, you know, like, they were very much like, they did not want to go, but they also knew they weren't welcome. So it was a very iffy thing there. But they were like, you know, if you don't feel safe, call us. You know, we are here for you. We know people who are here for you. Like, we will keep you safe, and it'll be okay. And that was so sweet. Like, my dad's like, I don't even know if you want this. I don't know if you should be going through all this trouble for something that you're not even sure you want. But if you want to go through this trouble, I'm going to be there for you. And I ended up being a man, you know, for about a year or two, I believe. It may have been a little less than that.